What is going on YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about meal timing and if it matters and what we can do in between the meals to make sure we don't get too hungry. I'm going to do it right after this. Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy C-Dub and I'm back with another video. If you don't know who I am, I lost 125 pounds using the OMAD method of intermittent fasting. And guys, today I want to talk to you about whether or not the meal timing matters. And this is for 16-8 people, this is for OMAD people. Does it matter if we're eating breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner or any one of them, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on whether you're OMAD or 16 and 8. And so I don't know that it does or doesn't. There isn't a lot of science that has been proven it. There's not a lot of studies that have looked at, okay, well, this is 16 and 8, and then this is, what you do when you have 16 and 8 for breakfast and what you do when you have 16 and 8 for lunch or OMAD or vice versa. Matter of fact, there's not a lot of good studies that have even done 16 and 8 protocol on any way or OMAD method on any way. So there's a lot of gray there. But with that said, we can break it down a little bit and we can talk about it a little bit. I know there's a big YouTuber right now out there that's pushing breakfast. He's in your face and he's one of the most influential intermittent faster guys out there. And because he's in everybody's face, it's the new craze. You got to have breakfast. Breakfast is back to being the most important meal of the day. And guys, I want to say that I'm not so sure that that's right. I think it all depends on what you want out of your results and how you want to plan your meal around what it is you're doing. And so let me give an example and let me tell you where we'll start with breakfast and I'll tell you why breakfast could be the most important meal and why you also don't need it in the same breath. So breakfast being most important, I would say, is if you're going to be trying to build a great deal of muscle. If you want to lift a lot of weights and you want to increase size on your body and build muscle, it is probably a good idea to go into your workout being fed and having all the protein and things to heal your muscle. I do think you can eat directly after your workout and still get that done. Where I think the problem would be was if you got up in the morning and you lifted weights and you didn't eat until the night. That may not be the best way to build that muscle. So if you're going to be using a ton of energy, if you're going to be lifting a ton of weights or like hiking a mountain, if you're going hiking and you're going to hike a mountain that day, might be a good idea to go ahead and do breakfast so that you can have some of that extra little bit of energy that you may not normally get. So where breakfast is overrated is on the other end of that. If I'm trying to burn a bunch of fat, if I can get my workout in fasted, walking or cardio or anything like that, I'm guaranteed to be burning in the fat burning mode. Like myself, I eat at 5 o'clock at night. So by the time I wake up in the morning, I have zero glycogen left in my body. There's nothing left in my glycogen storages. So when I go walking, I am now dipping into fat burning mode. I'm increasing things. And for those people that want to try to break into ketosis, being able to get that cardio workout will push you there quicker because anything that's left over, you're going to burn right through it and you're going to be right into your body fat. It's going to get you easy to adapt into that fat adapted mode. So there's a balance here. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to build muscle? Well, then your breakfast meal might be a good idea before your workout. But again, if you're not working out, if you're going to eat breakfast and you're not working out till at night, that doesn't make any sense. So you want to eat towards the workout. So the midday is the same situation. Midday, I think, is the one that least amount of people do. But a lot of people find out if they can split the difference of the day, it's easier for them. So if you're struggling to get to 5 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, and that's your goal, and you just can't do it, having a midday meal at 1 may be the best thing because you're obviously able to skip breakfast without too much of a big deal. So hitting that midday meal may be right for you. So, and then at night, the reason that I love it is I stay fasted all day. And when I finally do eat, I have something to look forward to the whole day. I know what I'm going to eat that afternoon. I don't think about it. I don't dwell on it. I don't worry about it. But I know it's there. I know, hey, look, I'm going to have dinner tonight. I'm going to be eating steak or I'm going to be eating this. And I know it's there. So I have something to look forward to. When that time goes, I know it's my eating time. It's a very positive experience. I sit down, I get the eating done. And then after the eating is done, I am able to spend from 6 to midnight, let's say, not having to worry about food because I feel fine. I'm nice and full. I feel good. And by the time I do go to sleep, I'm not feeling bloated, which would be the other reason that eating late night, like some people won't eat till 10 and then they're going to bed. And that's not necessarily the best thing because you don't feel well while you're resting. And your body, while it's resting, is actually doing the most work. So if it gets to a fasted state during your sleep, that's a positive. Also, guys, think about that on the breakfast side of things, that if you eat breakfast, you're going to be in that fasted state throughout your whole sleep, which allows your body to heal and do things like that. So if you have an issue, you have a problem that you're going through that you want to be able to heal from, you probably could switch over to breakfast and get a little bit more healing during your sleep time. So meal timing matters on what you want to do for the day. Personally, I don't, weightlifting, gaining muscle is not the biggest concern for me. The biggest concern for me is to stay healthy and to keep grinding. So, and able to do that, eating in the afternoon, 5 o'clock is best for me. All the options are there. They're all fine. And it really fits into what your lifestyle is. I saw a lady talking yesterday about she works an early shift and a late shift, and she was struggling to get through the early shift, without eating, and then she was struggling to get into the late shift. And she couldn't figure out where the timing goes, and she was eating until she got done with both shifts, and it was too hard on her. And in that situation, I would eat in the middle, you can get through the first one, but get yourself some food and then get through the second one. I mean, putting in 2 6-hour work days is difficult, or 8-hour work days is difficult for people. And so giving yourself some energy in the middle may be the right thing. So I think it's just a matter of adjusting it to whatever you need to do. Now, the other part of this is, how do we get to our next meal? So I think that's something that everybody, when they first start OMAD, is concerned about. So if you're eating at 5 o'clock at night and it's noon and you're hungry, what do you do? Oh my God, I'm starving. I can't figure it out. Well, guys, there's many things you can do. Number one, recognize you're probably not hungry. Although you feel hungry, that's just what society has told you hunger is. You're not like your ancestors were. You're not out there really hungry. What you're doing is, most of the time, you're bored. Most of the time, your stomach isn't used to being empty. Those are two things that you've got to adjust to. So one thing that I would do is, immediately if I felt hungry when I first started, I would go get a bottle of water and I would drink 16 ounces of water. Guys, I drank bottled water most of the time. I know how much is there. It's easy to do. Pop the lid off. You can put them in the refrigerator, make them cold, whatever else. Carry them with me when I go places. So when I felt that hunger, I drank a big old 16 ounces of water, and I drank the whole thing. And I felt better every time I did that. The second thing that I started to do was I got up and moved. And that's when the walking came in, and I started to get into that lifestyle. Guys, the more you're moving, the less you are thinking about food, and the more your body is working on burning things, and it's not concerned too much at that moment about intaking things. So moving more helps out a lot. In the comments, somebody said break up some ice chips in your fridge and eat those. I think that's a brilliant idea. Have coffee. Coffee is an appetite suppressant. So if you're having midday, you're struggling, go ahead and drink some black coffee. Guys, if you want me to do a video on the benefits of coffee too, there's some amazing stuff, and coffee has timing too. So leave a comment down below if you want me to do a video on coffee. I'm not a giant coffee drinker, so I've never really done one, but I do know that there's some scientific proof of when you should drink coffee and when you shouldn't, and maybe that interests you, and also how it helps you in your weight loss journey. So those are some tips and tricks that I think you can do to get yourself to the next meal. But I also think knowing what you're going to eat is helpful. If you just go the whole day and you don't know what you're going to eat, I think you get hungry because you start fantasizing about what foods you want to have that night. And I think if you wake up, you go to bed the night before with a plan the next day. I know we're going to have, this for dinner tomorrow. Then you give yourself something to look forward to. And every time, it does backfire sometimes, because if the dinner plans get messed up for whatever reason, you're going to have tacos and you forget to put the meat out. And then it comes that time of night, you're really disappointed you don't get your tacos. So that does sometimes can backfire. But I think most of the time for me, it helps me know what I'm going to have, and it lets me get excited about it. and almost build it up as if it's an event. Not eating isn't just eating anymore when you're doing OMAD. Eating is an event. So anyways, guys, I have taken up enough of your time. I know right over here is my face, man. If you have not clicked on that face before and subscribed, please do it, guys. I want you to become a weight loss warrior. Being on my team is a great team to be on because we're helping spread the word, guys. And every one of you that subscribes pushes me out to more people and helps me spread the word. So click on these videos, check out, stay on my channel. Also helps me spread the word, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your support. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.